Yeah, I'm back again. Okay, so this is for August 21st, actually. I think I uploaded yesterday's. It was August 21st, but today is actually August 21st. I'm back with more words. So, I have this little thing. I'm almost done with this, because I know most of the words here. I'm just gonna go in here and start from the end section. Inexorable, unstoppable. Benediction, the act of blessing someone. Uncouthness, awkward or wild, uncivilized in appearance. Maim, to hurt or injure, wound or injure. Overawing, is impressed so much that they shut up. Consort is to agree or admit. Twain is couples of something, two of the same kind. Jabbering is talking like Andrew, excited but with little logic. Genial, kind, and friendly. Remonstrate is to say or plead in protest. Just a second. Let me just blow my nose. Yes, this is the backlash you get from the AC. You're kept cool during the daylight, but as a price, you have to suffer a bit of a cold. Anyway, okay, so now we're back. Now you could say that you would remonstrate at you could have remonstrated when I put down the camera, so you could have protested, saying, why did you do that? Anyway, reproachful. Reproach means to expostulate, so show disagreement. Magnanimous, generous, or generous, or forgiving. Recumbent, lying down. Aright, correct, proper. Revulsion, disgust. Repugnance, disgust. Propensity, tendency to do something. Ignominy, public shame. Assented, agreed with. Punctilious, trying to be as perfect as you can. Verdure, the greenness of the grass. Pretentious, it's being way too serious, right? Like if I were to be serious and give myself lashings every time I got a word wrong, that would be pretentious. Now, parceling, divvying up stuff, divvying up items, dividing up items. Terraqueous, it has something to do with land and water. That's what it is. Proprietor, landlord, someone who owns your property. Prodigious, smart or talented or great or impressive. Belie, trick or fool. Yeah, that's what belie is. It's like disguise, contradict. Yep. Stultifying, it's stifling out the excitement or enthusiasm. That's it. So we're done with this one. Moving on. Okay, so now we have nearly 2 pages worth. I gotta fold this one first, just a second. And there. Okay. Now, let's take a look here. We have this full page. We have one side full, and then we have a couple more. But we'll start with this one. Proficient means you're good at something. Dogmatic means you follow your beliefs or ideals passionately. Ambiguous means you're not sure or it's a bit vague. Pretentious means you're showing off. You're trying to impress. Surmise is you're making conclusions with very little evidence or ill preparation. Contrive means to create with trickery or create with some kind of mischief. Yeah. That'd be a good word. Subsumed, included in. Waive is to stop insisting. So, I insist, please drink this. If you don't do that, if you stop doing that, that's what waive is. Viscous. It's when liquid is thick, sticky, like blood is viscous, but a better example would be, I just thought of an inappropriate example, but here we have a perfect example. Like lotion. Like lotion is viscous, right? But yeah. And by the way, that's just my moisturizer. But viscous, superficial. Superficial is without depth, just on very surface level stuff. Sardonic, cynical, refractive, relating to light, connecting and bouncing off. Indices, basically the plural form for index. Hegemonic. Damn, I remembered this one. What? Hegemonic. Okay, skip this one. Hegemonic. Contemporary, occurring at the same time. Sartorial. I also, come on. Sartorial. I do not remember this one either. Scholarly, relating to academics, or very able in academics, or in a high tier in academics. Recant, basically this is renounce, so you publicly withdraw support. Repudiate, I'm not sure what that means. Innocuous means harmless. Ascertain, make sure of. Animosities, I believe this means very hostile. Corollary, I do not know what this means. Succumb means to succumb to, so give in to. Disparate means different in kind. Paucity, scarcity, profusion, an abundance of something. Okay, now we're going to move on to this section right here. It's a bit difficult to fold up, but I got it. Interject means you're cutting someone off and you're saying something. Interject is basically very similar to intercept. Discernible means you can make it out, or understand, comprehend. That's what discernible is. Somatic, it has something to do with your physical body. Prosocial, it's like being altruistic, so selfless, caring for others. Spate, I believe, is a large quantity of the same sort of thing. So you remember how twain is a pair of the same thing? I believe spate is a large quantity of the same thing. Cordially, I just forgot, I just wrote that down. Precarious, I also forgot. Overtly, I can't forget this. This is openly, without trying to hide anything. Inadvertently, not on purpose, by accident, or just by accident. Antecedent, forgot that. Postulate, that is assuming something to be true in order to assume something to be true so that you can build off of that assumption. I know the definition of this. Ameliorate means to make better. It's normally used for something that's worse or bad in the beginning. Invinced. I have no idea what that means. Pertain? No idea. Okay, so now we're just going to go over the definitions of what the words that we didn't know, which are on this side. Sardonic is grimly mocking or cynical, so we got it. Sartorial, okay, so that's a no-brainer. I mean, not a no-brainer, but that's very difficult. It's relating to tailoring clothes. Okay. Repudiate. Oh, got it. Refuse to accept. That's repudiate. You know, if you think of it like this, the pew sort of sounds like what? Puberty, right? What do you do when you're in puberty? You say no to everything. You reject everything around you. So repudiate would mean that you would reject or refuse certain things. Ascertain, make sure of. You got that one right. Corollary. Oh, okay. A corollary is a corollary. I'm not sure if that's a noun, or if that's an adjective and I just have the wrong definition, but it says a proposition which follows from one already solved. So it's very similar to postulate, which is assume something to be the basis of something else. Disparate, essentially different in kind. Yep. We got the rest right. We just need to remember, sardonic means related to clothes. Corollary means a proposition that's built off of another proposition. Repudiate means to refuse. Well, we'll come back to this one last time. Okay, and then the ones that we couldn't answer here were cordially. Okay, so cordially is simple. It's like genial. So it's in a warm, friendly way. Precarious is, I actually thought precarious was careful or cautious. No, precarious. Think of it like this: care, right? Care's in there, but there's pre. So before you care, what happens if you don't care? Well, you think some things that you have aren't secure. They're easy to be compromised and in danger, right? So precarious means not secure, dangerous, before you cared for something. Okay, let's remember that. Overtly, as I just said, it means openly and without trying to hide, and without the will to hide something. Antecedent is, oh, that's obvious. So it's basically a precedent, a thing or event that precedes another, a precedent. Precedent is a precedent, set a precedent for. So it's basically an example for future, or an event or thing for future citation. You could say that is, don't set a precedent for bad behavior. You could say something like that. But antecedent is something that occurred before something else. And then we know what postulate is, and ameliorate. 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 We're going to say it 10 times. Ameliorate. 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 Okay. That was not 10 times. I'm sorry. Invinced. Invincible. Probably not the same meaning. Invinced means reveal the presence of. Invinced. Invincible means unbeatable. This has nothing to do with it. Reveal the presence of. Invince. Okay. Pertain, be appropriate, related to, or applicable. Pertaining to, or it is pertaining to. Actually, let me add that here. Pertaining to. I don't know what pertaining to means, but it probably has something to do with pertain, which means to be appropriate or applicable. So if something is pertaining to, then maybe it's connected to something that's applicable. Anyway, back to the words that we failed to. Oh, and also, hegemonic means, oh yes, ruling or dominant in a social group. I mean, in a social context. Okay, so again, hegemonic is ruling or dominant in a social context. So maybe like a president or a student body president. A student body president is actually a perfect example of this. Anyway, we'll return here. The ones that we didn't know were sardonic, which has something to do with tailoring or clothes. We already know that. Oh, actually, no. Sardonic is cynical. Sardonic is cynical. Sartorial has something to do with clothes. Hegemonic, as we just said, hegemonic has something to do with rule or dominance in social context. Repudiate means puberty, right? So rejecting, refusing things, that's repudiate. Corollary is a theory or a conclusion based off of so it's like more of a follow-up conclusion. Animosities, that's just hostility. Yeah, we got everything here. Okay, so back here, cordially, as I said, genial, friendly, or nice, kind, precarious, before you cared, right? So before you care, it's compromised, it's in danger, not safe, not secure. Okay, inadvertently, not by choice or like by accident, by random. Antecedent, just like precedent, it's an event or thing that happened before something else. Postulate means to make assume that something is the basis for something else. Invinced, reveal the identity of. Ameliorate means to make something better, remediate. Ameliorate. Okay. pertain. Pertaining to. Pertain means to be appropriate, right? So that's it. We're done with it today. That was 15 minutes. Bye bye. Have a nice day.